Hey guys, ASMG here. So for this review we're looking at Tobiume. In regards to PVE, we'll be looking at NAD build, SAD build, hybrid build and CDR build. Then we'll move on to PvP. So looking at the stats, we got 814 stamina, which is really high, 541 attack, which is decent, 275 defense, which is also decent, 261 focus, which is above average, and 515 SP. Her killer is Soul Reaper, and her soul trait is 12% CDR. So her 6-star abilities and percentages will be in the description below. These are all obtained by Bleach Brave Souls FYI. So starting off with her NAD build, we've got double chap with 40% stamina, 3-star glove, and all NAD links. So all up, we got about 900 attack, which is really high. And for this review, we're doing the 4-star Byakuya raid on Expert. And let's see how she plays as an NAD build. So she is a ranged character and all her moves do fire damage. But she seems about 3k, which is really good. Her speed's average, to be honest. Second strong attack shoots 3 fireballs. And that third strong attack I really like, especially in PvP. When I used to use it in PvP, it used to sometimes one-shot enemies. Because there's a pushback and it hits multiple times. So her second and third strong attack are considered ranged, however her first strong attack is considered melee, which is interesting. And her NAD is obviously ranged. So she's going through this pretty fast as an NAD build. Her damage is really decent, 3k average per hit on her NAD. Even her strong attacks with 0 SP, you can still, well not one-shot but does immense damage. So there's the fire. Now we got these range guard guys. So it does about 60% damage, even with 0% SP for the first strong attack. Really high. Third strong attack. This is with 0 SP. So really good. See 0% SP and I did one-shot him. So you can tell how devastating her strong attacks are. Honestly, I think this character is underrated. Many people underrate Tobiume. I think she deserves more credit, to be honest. So we're shooting in the wrong direction. Let's move on quickly. I really hate these poison guys. So we have been hit a couple of times, which sucks. I really like to use her second strong attack up close. It's because all 3 fireballs hit the enemy. So obviously more damage. Just gotta watch out for this range guard enemy. So he hits multiple times and one shot with 0% SP. So you can imagine if we did have SP how much damage it would do. Alrighty, boss time. So now I'll show off her special. Even with chappies, her special is really useful because of that fire. I think each one does 33% damage of their total health. So she rains down multiple fireballs, and there you go. Now everyone's on fire. So try to defeat the boss quickly. So we got hit for about 35, not much. And there we go. So most likely we finish this under 3 minutes. Let's find out. So 2 minutes 39, pretty decent. So next, oh nice, we got a Byakuya. So next up, we'll go to the SAD build. So looking at the SAD build, we've got a 5-star headband with 20% SP, 27% news card with 10% SP, and a Shinten, all SAD links, and we got about 824 SP. Really decent. However, let's see if she can beat the NAD build. Alrighty. So her strong attack has dropped from about 3k to 1k. So a big decrease. First strong attack does 2k damage. Let's see for her second strong attack. 6k damage. That's really crazy. Third strong attack hits for 2k. Unfortunately, hit all of them though. So it definitely does one shot with her strong attacks. So up close, just destroys in second strong attack. Unfortunately, those guys have melee guard, so our first strong attack isn't that effective. However, it will be effective on the second time. So So we cleared the first section really fast. However, we didn't get a proper third strong attack. We'll see how it is now. Wow, you one-shot those tankier guys, so that's really good. Yeah, all her strong attacks in one shot. This is what I mean by saying that Tobiume is really underrated. She can one-shot these more tankier mobs. So the one that's left here. That first strong attack in PvP is really good. Plus that second one, it pushes up close. Wouldn't need that healing ult, to be honest. It's just a waste of time. We should be fine. So the good thing about it is she does have 12% reset time as a soul trait. So automatically her strong attacks have a less cooldown. However, we'll see how our CDR build plays really soon. So unfortunately, we only hit one of the enemies. And go up close. That guard breaker just minimizes the damage from her first strong attack, which sucks. I wish all her moves were considered ranged, to be honest. But we can't really change that. So that absolutely wiped them. So it's nearly boss time. Unfortunately, I don't have a red thing. She tried to see if she can nuke. So that sucks. But I am farming for one. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Just depends on my luck. Alrighty, boss time. We did get hit a couple of times, which was unfortunate. I think we're on like 300 health. Yeah. So I'll use the first round attack. I'm gonna skip it and then use it again straight away. So she can't nuke without Tenshin ties. Oh, nearly died. But that first strong attack destroyed him. So I think the NAD run was, I believe, 2 minutes 37. If memory serves me right. And 2 minutes 28. So this is actually about 9 seconds faster. Really good. But next we'll check out the hybrid build. Alrighty, so looking at a hybrid build, we still got the Headband of Justice, 27th user card. However, we swapped the Shin 10 for a 3-star glove. We've got 5-star friends Ichigo, 6-star friends Ichigo, and an NAD link. The reason why I put an NAD link over an SAD link is because her NAD link has no cooldown, so we're using her NAD more often than her strong attacks. So looking at her SP, we've got about 720 per attack. It's about 700. So both are really decent, to be honest. However, let's see if you can beat both the NAD build and the SAD build. Alrighty. So NAD is back up from 1k to about 2k per hit. So really good. First strong attack, however, doesn't one-shot anymore, which sucks. Third strong attack does 1,700 per hit. We'll see the second one, done on 6k with the SAD build. So 5.3 was the lowest I saw there. So still pretty decent. However, we got paralyzed, which sucks. Let's try to do this as fast as possible. So use this up close. Bang, one-shotted. We are on low health because of that burn. Plus we got paralyzed as well. So first strong attack can still one-shot those more tankier mobs. So really good. I'm gonna wait for these guys because of the range guard. I thought that was gonna miss, to be honest, but hit all 3 of them. I want to dodge the poison. And what do we do? Get hit by the poison. So we did get some health. We are in the danger zone, which sucks. But I think we should be fine. Gotta watch out for the poison. So they were close to death that time. Unfortunately, I missed my target. So try to clean as fast as possible. Just wait for that strong attack. There we go. So unfortunately, it didn't one-shot him. I was honestly expecting it to one-shot him. But she does devastating damage regardless. Honestly, even that, especially that second strong attack. I really like her move pool. Except for the first one, honestly. In PvP, it requires her to run up all the way to her enemy. And it's the worst when she's versus enemies that can push her back. So she'll keep charging for that strong attack. So we can't one-shot the enemy, so we're gonna have to use our strong attacks straight away. However, she does destroy the mobs, which is really good. So we're gonna hit here and dead. Just that first strong attack is devastating, plus its pushback. So let's see if it's faster than the NAD build and SAD build, even though we got hit. So I think that's 2 minutes 17. Wow, it's faster than both than the NAD build and SAD build. So it's about 30 seconds faster than the NAD build and about 20 seconds faster than the SAD build. So really significant between the NAD build. I think 30 seconds plus is significant. However, next we'll check out her CDR build. So looking at her CDR build, we've got the exact same gear as the SAD build. However, we just changed the SAD links to CDR links. So all up, we got 48% CDR, so approximately half of the cooldown time is gone. So we can use our strong attacks more frequently. However, let's see if she can beat the hybrid build. Alrighty, first strong attack is a 5-second cooldown, definitely has the potential to one-shot. Second strong attack, 8-second cooldown, it still does devastating damage. So let's get rid of these smaller mobs. Third strong attack has 13-second cooldown, still does immense damage as well. So just do this as fast as possible. We'll just finish him off. Third strong attack. That third strong attack, I don't know how much times it hits, like 8 times I think. If you get him on the right angle though. Some moves are really angle dependent, to be honest. I'm surprised that the second strong attack doesn't one-shot the more tankier guys anymore. Honestly, I don't even know their names. But it's the one with the melee guard. Here, now first strong attack. Come on. Wow, 5k as well. With 50% CDR, it's really good. Yeah, that first strong attack also has some crazy range. Just takes them from one side of the map to the other, which is really good. Nice. Plus, good chance of getting on fire as well. So we want to do this really fast. However, I'm not sure if it's faster than the hybrid build or not. But we're right next to the boss room. Well, I like to call it the boss room. Come on, clear it out. Nice. Alrighty, and boss time. So will it be faster than 2 minutes 17? We'll find out really soon. Alright, spam the special. Now wait for Bianca to use his special as well. There we go, and then first strong attack. Dead. Alrighty. Come on, load. And we got 2 minutes 4. So her CDR build is actually the fastest build out of the 4. So it's 13 seconds faster than the hybrid build. Not really significant, but I'll probably go for the hybrid build to be honest. So next we'll move on to PvP. So in regards to PvP, we'll be doing 2 rounds with NAD gear and NAD links, and then 2 rounds with NAD gear and damage reduction links. The same thing will be done for the SAD build as well. So looking at Tobiume and the team. So we got double chap with 40% stamina, 3-star glove, NAD link, and NAD link. We got Kendo. So we got Headman of Justice with 40% stamina, double chap with 20% attack, NAD link, and damage reduction. Personally, I always leave at least 1 damage reduction link on my characters just because it makes them more viable. And we got, last but not least, Stun Guy. So Show and Shield with 40% stamina, double chap with 20% attack, NAD link, and damage reduction. So we are using the attribute strategy, and we got 1028 attack, which is really high. And we'll go against this God Pachi, and we'll see how they play. Alrighty, so Tobiume is up against Frenzy Ichigo. I'm actually surprised I saw Frenzy Ichigo. I haven't seen him hitting for a while. So third strong attack did some decent damage despite having 0 SP. So she had no trouble actually with Frenzy Ichigo, although he's not top tier PvP unit. So that's 1 out of 1 for NAD gear with NAD links. Next up we'll go up against this Kendo and we'll see how she performs against Kendo. Alrighty, so they're also running an RGB team, so red, green, blue team. So it's getting hit pretty hard. However, she did take him to 50%. So my Kendo against his Kendo. I think the only reason why we won against Kendo versus Kendo is because of that damage reduction. Plus we had a bit more HP than the other Kendo. So that's 2 out of 2 for the NAD link with damage reduction. However, she could not beat Kendo, so just keep that in mind. So now looking at her build, we got 2 damage reduction and 1 NAD link. The only reason being I only have 4 damage reduction links. So we got 1 on Kendo, 1 on Dongai, and 2 on Tobiume. We'll put on all our boosters and we'll see how she performs against Ruruka. Alrighty, so she's up against Ruruka, and let's see how this plays out. So Ruruka's about 50% HP. However, she's going to be hard and we've got that weakness. So I do think 1-on-1 it would have been really close between Ruruka and Tobiume. I do think that Tobiume would have won, but would have been close to death. So I'll try to look for another green unit. And here's another Ruruka. Alrighty. Hopefully this time Tobiume performs better. We don't want her to use her strong attacks. That's the thing. Yeah, she definitely could beat Ruruka. Alrighty, so 2 out of 2 for NAD gear with damage reduction links. So next up, we'll move on to the SAD build. So I'll quickly show off Tobiume's build and the team. So Tobiume has a headmount adjust with 20% SP, Super Spirit Cane and Shinten, and all SAD links. So we'll do 2 runs with SAD links, then 2 run damage reduction. Next up we got Ruruka. So we got 10 Shintai with 40% stamina, Spirit Core with 30% SP, and 20 use card with 10% SP as well. SAD link, and damage reduction. Last but not least, we got the Beast Segunda Tap Okiora. So we got a Super Spirit King, 10 Shintai with 40% stamina, Headband of Justice with 20% SP, SAD link, and Frenzy Okiora has got 18% SAD and 9% dodge. So I will change the strategy from attribute to attack, put on all our boosters, and we'll look for a green enemy. So Tobiume has the attribute advantage, and there we go. We got a Kendo. Let's see how she performs. Alrighty, so they got double Kenny Dongai. Wow, that third strong attack did 50% of his health, and she bet him with her SAD heal. So really good. So 1 out of 1. And we got another Kendo. Alrighty. So only 1 attribute advantage. She's the first on attack, second, going for that third, and she destroyed him. Close to full health as well. So what I mean by saying her character is underrated. So 2 out of 2 for the SAD build with SAD links. So next, we'll put on some damage reduction and see how she plays. So to quickly show off, I put 2 damage reduction links and 1 SAD. I could have put 3 just because we're not using Dongai or Kendo anymore. However, her actual soul trait, I do think it's useless in PvP. You don't really need strong attack recharge time in PvP, so I kept that 1 SAD link. So I put on all our boosters, try find the green enemy and another Kendo. So let's see how she performs. Alrighty. So they also have an attribute advantage on us. So unfortunately her third strong attack did miss. Nice. However, she was able to stall until we got to Soul Bomb. So 1 out of 1. So 1 out of 2, sorry, for the damage reduction links. Can't really find a green enemy. We'll do one more refresh. Oh, there we go. So we got Ruruka. Alrighty, so we got 2 attribute advantages and 1 neutral. Wow, that first strong. So she only needed 2 strong attacks to destroy Ruruka. So 2 out of 2 for SAD build with damage reduction. So overall, in terms of PVE, her CDR build was actually the fastest at 2 minutes and 4 seconds. That's probably because her actual soul trace 12% recharge time, so it's putting another 3 would make it 48% total, so approximately half of her recharge time is completely gone. Her second fastest run was the hybrid build, however there wasn't a massive difference between the hybrid build and CDR build. But the interesting thing is, most of the reviews I do, the NAD build is the fastest, and this character was actually the slowest, so that's surprising, but it was still under 3 minutes. Anything under 3 minutes in my opinion, especially for the expert level, is really good. So it just depends on your preference. If you like a balance between NAD and SAD, then definitely go for the hybrid build. If you prefer using more strong attacks, then go with the CDR build. However, in regards to PvP, this character is really underrated. She's the first character in any of the reviews to get 2 out of 2 for every build. However, I do want to point out that with her NAD build and NAD links, she did die though. So if you want to use the NAD build, definitely have at least 1 damage reduction link. I had 2 in this review, but my preference would be to use the SAD build with 2 damage reduction links and 1 SAD link. Her third strong attack is an absolute beast. It does push back and hits multiple times with crazy damage. She can take down Ruruka, she can take down Kendos. The one character I do see above Tobiume for an SAD build is probably Baragon, just because of his weakening. Weakening is so good in PvP. But honestly, if you have this character, definitely use her, definitely 6-star her. Really good character, especially in PvP. Honestly, she's really underrated. However guys, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more Bleach Brave Souls content, and enjoy your day.